Hi Aries, Happy New Year. This is your reading for the time period of January 10th to February 28th, 2022. For those of you who are new to my channel or you're visiting, welcome to Amani's Lightwork, okay? Before I begin with your reading, I just want to let you guys know that everything on my channel is interpreted. That implies that I'm using my ability, the aid of spirit, and the meanings of the cards to get the readings done. If you do have Instagram, please feel free to go over to my Instagram channel page, I should say. I have the tarot series, the scientific interpretation of tarot, available on my page, okay? All right, so let's dive into your reading and see what energies are coming through for you, Aries. Let's see. I'm getting this idea that you do like someone online. For some of you, you do like someone that you're communicating with online. I also get in the workplace. For some of you, there's someone in the workplace that, online could be your workplace. Or if you go in for work, or if you work online, you like someone along those lines, wherever it is that you are communicating, interacting with this individual. I do get the idea of a Queen of Disc. Queen of Disc is a Capricorn, Taurus, or a Virgo element that is a woman. They could be in the same age group as you. They could be older. They could be younger. It just depends on the element. It could be someone you meet online. You already know of the person, or you know them through work. It just depends, or they're in your family, whatever it is, okay? Okay, Aries. So the card you have underneath is the Ace of Disc. The Ace of Disc energy would imply a new job. I get this idea of transitioning with the Ace of Disc. Transitioning with the Ace of Disc would mean that you go in for work. For some of you, you go in for work, and you could be transitioning to be working at home. Like, that may be what's going on, especially in January, since we're going to deal with the rest of the month. You could be going in for work, and they're going to send you a notice. You may get something in the mail. You may get a call. You may get an email about transitioning home. You'll be working at home if that's the case, or if you go in. It just depends on, you could be, a sole proprietor. You could be an entrepreneur. Whatever the case may be, you may run your own business, but you're just doing something at home. All right. Transitioning could also be, if it's not anything like that, transitioning could be you are upping in your field, right? So whereas you may have been doing some type of work, you may have been doing one branch at your jobs. It's like going from a teller in a bank to working on the corporate sector of your bank, if that makes any sense. You may be changing position. Something's increasing about your position, whatever your position is, okay? Which is good, because typically with an increase or transitional period that you're experiencing in your workplace, that would obviously imply an increase in your pay. All right, that's why the Ace of Disc is here. Typically with an increase in pay, you're gonna be done with one job, and then you're going to be working on a higher position. That's why the Ace is here as well too. So you got transitioning energy is happening there, whether you were originally, you could have been working from home this entire time and you're going in, or you've been going in this entire time and you're going to be working from home soon. All right, okay, something is at home. Your starting point has the Hangman. I always forget to say that this is the sign of Pisces. You could be dealing with a Pisces, whether they are a man or a woman. It just depends on what's going on. I do get this really, what's interesting about this? I do get this idea that if you're dealing with a Pisces, they either won't sign something for you. I'm getting the idea of somebody needing to sign something either for you, or like you need them to sign something, or vice versa. It just depends on what's going on. It does have something to do with a document. Like if you look at this card, there's a lot of vibrancy going on the card. And if you look closely, I know it's kind of hard to see, but there's money. Because the person is upside down, there's all this money that is falling out of their pockets. There's also debit cards falling out of their pockets. So something may be going on with them, like the Pisces particularly. I get savings. Something's going on with the Pisces, savings. And something that you require from the Pisces, it may be causing them to feel metaphorically this way. Like the money is probably coming out of, they may be thinking that they're spending too much money on a situation or a need that you have. I don't know if you could be embodying this, and you may be feeling, whether that's in your job, you may be feeling like you're spending a lot of money on expenses. You could be spending a lot of money on things for your home, your car, whatever the situation. So that's why the Ace of Discs is important, because maybe you need to, the Hangman is, maybe you need to shift. If it's not only a Pisces, the Hangman is here with the Ace of Discs, because maybe you need to change your perspective about your work, if that makes any sense. Changing your perspective about your work is something, okay, say for example, if you're working at home and you may be feeling like either you are or you are not making enough money at home or in the workplace that you are in. That may be a Hangman thought for you. And what's happening with it is that, what's going on with it is that if you're spending too much money with the kind of job or work that you do at home, then there may be a need to get another job or differentiate the way you look at your work, if that makes any sense. So for example, say Amy's working at home and Amy's like, this isn't enough for me. It's not, very soon it's probably not going to be enough for me, so I need to possibly add something else. But when I hit that note, I get the idea, the spirit agrees with the example, that's one way that you can help a Pisces. Like that's one way that a Pisces could be helped. The Pisces may have that issue singularly by themselves, but one element as to why the Pisces is having that kind of contemplative motive within themselves is so you can pick up speed. So when I hit that, it's so that you can pick up speed. It's so you can pick up speed. So if it's a financial drain that the Pisces feels, or it's a financial drain that you think you have within yourself, then you may need to pick up speed, get another job, differentiate your work, things of that nature, either to help them or to help yourself, so that you're not so that you're not relying on one form of income for the expenses that you have that's coming in, vice versa. That's how you feel with the Pisces. The Pisces may feel drained. You may be expressing to the Pisces that you feel drained. So that's why there's a need to change the position, add a position, or help the Pisces. If it's not individual, then it's helping them, or it's a need that they have and their finances feel drained. It just depends on the energy that's coming through. The waiting position has the Four of Power. So the Four of Power would imply that there is power in saving. I was getting that idea of saving with the Hangman and the money falling out of the Hangman. All right, there is power in saving, Four of Pentacles. Okay, there's power in saving money. There's power in, I'm also getting this idea of more than one account. You could have 4 accounts. I'm looking at the Four of Pentacles. You could have 4 accounts, or I get this idea of 2 being joint. I just hit that note. 2 accounts that you have, 2 are joint, whatever that means to you. One is joint. Like you could have a situation here with the Pisces where you could have a joint account with the Pisces, right? That's one element about it. Then, or you have 2 accounts that are joint. You could have a Bank of America that is joint between you and the Pisces, or you have a Chase between you and the Pisces. It's a joint. Those are joint accounts. And then there's another situation here where there could be 2 other, look at the 4, there could be 2 other accounts that are their individual accounts, or you open them up, but there is no joint, or the Pisces has no access to them, or the Pisces has something like that going on and you don't have access to those accounts, if that makes any sense. This is happening in a workplace. This could be happening to you in a workplace environment. or that's something that the Pisces has going on, and you discuss that with the Pisces. You know, we're going to have these two joint accounts for this, for housing expenses or medical or fun and vacation. That's what all these accounts are for, right? The spirit is giving me an idea that you should probably, if it's not only Pisces, it's just Hangman, is that that is an idea for you to save your money, would be to, for some reason, is to have a joint account with someone else. That could be a possibility. That could be an option that you're trying to give yourself, like you and a parent, you and a lover, you and a friend, you and a housemate. That's the idea that's coming through. Like maybe it's a sibling that, you know, your sibling is coming to you with this proposition, and they're saying, you know, we can open up a family account and I can access this money, or you can access this money at this particular time, since you're in between work, since you're transitioning with your job, vice versa. That's your voice to them, that's theirs to you, right? That's one situation that is going on here. Or if it's not necessarily the Pisces, that's an option that you're giving yourself. But I get if this is an option that you're giving yourself is so that someone particular that is in your space won't see something or won't question you about something, if that makes any sense. And that could be the Pisces. It could also be an earth sign. It's pentacles. You know, there's pentacles there. That could be, I get thought process. That could be an earth sign's thought process, or that's a thought process you have about an earth sign, or that's a thought process the Pisces has about you, or you have about the Pisces, where someone could be opening up other accounts so that you won't see something specific. I get a deposit. So if a Pisces is doing that to you, it's so that you won't see some type of deposit. You could be doing that to the Pisces so they won't see some type of deposit. So that's why I was getting the idea from the beginning. If it's a Pisces, there's something going on with their signature or access or passwords, or you need them to sign something so that you can branch off. Like say they make more money than you, and what's happening, you want to receive a percentage of their pay, or you want access to a percentage of their pay. Their recommendation or your recommendation for you to have access would be, can you open up this account so I can have access to that money, so that I don't touch your other funds. So they're either disagreeing with that or they agree, you know. So if this isn't like family members or friends, I also get a cousin. A cousin could be coming in with that kind of proposition. A sibling, a lover could be coming in with that kind of idea. If it's not anything like that, it could be someone from your workplace with the Ace of Discs, with the transition, with the Four of Pentacles, would be, can I work, your objective to someone in the workplace, Hangman, would be, can I work from home? You know, and, you know, are my funds going to be distributed? Can I still keep, is my 401k going to be impacted if I change workplaces? Like that could be a question that you do have for a supervisor or a boss. Hangman, Four of Pentacles, right? Or that's just family, and you're communicating something like that with your family because you've got some type of heavy financial bond with a Pisces. That's their family member, their lover, their friend, there's someone that you work with, whatever the situation is. Four of Pentacles, okay? But it's heavy on the saving. There may be 401k information that is coming through for some of you. There could be there's something going on with joint accounts, like either with like a workplace. I had a friend. There's something going on with a joint account between you and a friend, you and a lover, a cousin, a husband, a spouse, a wife, whatever the situation is. The Prince of Cups is here, the filmmaker. All right. So the Prince of Cups could be a water sign that's a male. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I was getting Pisces, but it could be a Cancer. It could be a Scorpio there in the present, right? Something may be going on with their funds. Like I said, Pisces could be a Pisces male that is younger than you. Something is going on with their funds, or they're in the same age group as you. Something's going on with their money. But it pertains to what I just explained, yes. Where something is going on with them, where something is going on with their expenses. Something is going on with their expenses, or the expenses that they have with you. The expenses they have with you, what they want to offer you. If that's a situation, it could have something to do with offering you something. Something may be limited about what they offer you, or something is limited about what you offer them. Four of Pentacles, right? They're in the present. Hangman. What to do with their money. What to do with their... I always get knowledge of something. Something could be going on with their knowledge of something. Their knowledge of something could be you working at home or not, or you not working. Whatever it is. You working or you not working. Or their knowledge of something could have something to do... I get a bank visit. The knowledge of something has to do with a bank visit that they're taking, or they're going to take, or you're going to take. Their knowledge of that. So what this seems like to me is, before I move any further, one element about this for some of you is that I'm getting an idea of a cousin too, a cousin, a lover, a friend, whatever it is that they are. What is going on is that, or somebody that you stay with, whatever it is, something's going on with them where somebody may keep an eye on your pay or how you get paid, and it could be this person. Or you keep an eye on how they get paid. You keep an eye on how they get paid, or where their money goes, or what kind of accounts they have, vice versa. So keeping an eye, the knowledge of something, and it does have to do with a bank visit, traveling to a bank to open up accounts, traveling to a bank to take out money, traveling to a bank to put in money, to deposit or extract. So that's something that they do, like that's something that they're doing, and you don't know, or you're going to obtain a knowledge about that. Something's really interesting about the situation because the Hangman is there. So the Hangman being there is that it's either something that is happening secretively with someone that you have in your space, or something that you're doing secretively with someone that you have in your space. They could be a man or a woman also, Something is secretive about the bank visit. Something is secretive about the deposit. Something is, for some of you, something is out there, or something is secretive. The Hangman kind of brings in that element of secrecy. It's the Hangman. Because you could be going to the bank and you want to know what's going on with the money. Or they do. You know what I mean? Or they do. It just depends on what is going on. But the knowledge of the bank visit, well-being, it relates to your well-being and theirs. All right, because like I said, it has to do with the Ace of Discs underneath. If you're in a financial bond, if you're in some type of financial agreement with someone, it needs to be equal. Like they can't be making more, or you're making very little, vice versa, and you're using too much of something that they have, or vice versa. Or they're not working and you're working, and that may be a drain. See the money in the debit cards flying out the pocket? You know what I mean? Like that's something that needs to be considered. The future has the 3 of abundance. That's, with the water sign, which is good. You are abundant with them, but it's like there needs to be equality in the amount of funds that are going on. The 6 of Wands is here in the instincts. The instincts. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. There's victory. This is your energy. You are victorious, But I get this idea that you may be victorious with something that you are keeping secret, if that makes any sense. You're victorious with something that you're keeping secret. So when you're dealing with the Prince of Cups, Pisces, you're dealing with the water sign male, you're dealing with the Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and you're saying that you're victorious with keeping something secret, it could pertain to you working at home, and you're not telling someone that you're working at home. If that's the situation, something may be really interesting about that, and you have more money than you're saying. Or you work somewhere, you go in for work, and you're not letting somebody know that you transition. You may have been going in, now you're working from home. And you may not have been, you're not telling this person that, or they're not telling you that. I get something about one of their jobs or one of your jobs. So however many jobs you have, it could be your main job. If you have more than one job, one of those jobs, you're not letting somebody know that you either you could have lost it, or you transitioned, and or you leveled up in it, or they leveled up in it, or they lost it, or you lost it, something like that. That's really interesting. But if somebody's communication is not clear, whether that job exists, or I get how much is coming from it. Whether the job exists, or how much is coming from it. So either you're not being upfront about that, or they're not being upfront about that. So I'll give you a really interesting example. So say you live with a Prince of Cups. You live with a water sign male, whether they're Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You just communicate with them. You deal with them. You live with them, whatever the case may be. What's going on? I'm just going to give it a really random scenario. They're telling you that they could have lost their job. Excuse me. They could be, one scenario is that they could be telling you that they lost their job, and they need, for Pentacles, you're trying to save your own money. They need some type of financial assistance, right? That's one element about it. They need some type of financial assistance, but something that they may not be telling you is that they could have told you that they lost their job that they were going in for. But I get the idea about it not being true. So when I hit that note, it might not be true. So I don't know if you're doing that to this person, or they're doing that to you. Whereas that they're telling you that they lost their in-person job, and they transition to work at home, or they transition from home to in-person, and something along those lines isn't true. But it has something to do with the amount of pay that they're receiving, you're receiving. Whatever the situation is there, right? So if you're doing that to this person, you know what I mean? You could be telling them that you're traveling for some type of work, like somewhere. I mean, it could be as simple as someone thinking that you work somewhere specific, you do or you do not, or they work somewhere specific, that's their voice to you, they do or they do not. But if somebody's like, where are you getting all that money from, vice versa, you know what's interesting about this could be a situation also where someone is just really nervous about it could be status related, like the way you're communicating with someone. It could be status related, where you're dealing with the Pisces or whatever water sign, and they're telling you, you know how much money they make, but they're not saying where they're getting that money from. I get the word proud when I said that. They may be proud, you may be proud, but there's proud about the money, but somebody may not be proud about the job. You may not be proud about the job. They may not be proud about the job. Like, proud about the job sounds like status, like the type of work that it is. That's another situation, okay? The accomplishment has the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands is next to the Hangman, right? It is your energy. It could be other fire signs as well. But the Seven of Wands I look at as you. Something may be difficult with them. They're not telling the truth about a situation. You feel like you need to pry, or they do. You may do that back and forth with them. There may be a lot of prying back and forth with them in regards to a position, in regards to the amount of pay you're receiving, in regards to sharing information about a transition in a job. Is something is secretive about that. Something was secretive also about a bank visit that you're trying to take, or they're trying to take. The bank visit, okay, I see. The bank visit is that, like I said, someone could be making more money than they're really sharing with you, or vice versa. Someone could be, hiding a job, and it could have something to do with you contributing. That's what I was getting the idea of contributing. It could have something to do with contributing, the secretness or secret movement that someone does have with you, vice versa. It could have something to do with that. That's why the Seven of Wands is the accomplishment next to the Hangman, okay? The Knight of Swords energy is here as well. So the Knight of Swords is in the spiritual self next to the Four of Disc, right? So the Knight of Swords will bring in an air sign male. You have an Aquarian, a Libra, a Gemini, that's a man that is in the spiritual self right next to the Four of Pentacles. All right. They're in the spiritual self. If they're in the spiritual self, there's someone that you confide in. They could be another friend, and they could be a lover. They could be someone that you deal with here and there. That I get the Pisces either does not, that is a water sign male, either they know of or they don't know of, or they don't know the extent as to how you communicate with this person, or you may not know the extent as to how they may communicate with this person, and you don't know the extent as to how. But I'm feeling like I get secretively involved. This person is secretively involved in your dealings that you have with a water sign that's a male. They're secretively involved. So either that was expressed, it was expressed to them, or it was not expressed to them, or they deal with the water sign male and that is not expressed to you. If that makes any sense, that isn't expressed to you for some reason. That could be the reason for your secretive movement to banks. You know what I mean? Or that could be your movement to opening up accounts with someone's details. Or it's the water sign, whether they're a man or a woman, Prince of Cups, it's their movement. It's their movement, but their movement is secretive because of their involvement with a Knight of Swords. See, this person could be in between you. This person can be in between you and the water sign. They're in between you and them. Or someone doesn't know about this person's importance in a situation. Whatever that means. You don't, or water sign doesn't, whatever it is. Knight of Swords, right? And their involvement is secretive. So whatever it is that's financially going on, it could be because of them or a need that the Knight of Swords energy has. That's why the Four of Discs is next to them, right? That's why the Four of Discs is next to them. So whether you are a man or a woman, what you have going on with the water sign, say for example you're a woman and you're dealing with the water sign that's a male. There's a lot of water sign male energy going on here, and you want to help a friend. I also get a lover. You want to help a lover. A friend or whatever it is that they are. None of this could be a woman too, or they're a man that is in touch. They are like a bi-curious man, whatever the situation is. The water sign could be a bi-curious, but the Knight of Swords could be a bi-curious male. They are not. But for some of you, some of them they're like a lover, they're a friend, they're a cousin that you may be secretively helping, and you may not be letting the water sign energy know that. Hence the reason for wanting to open up an account or wanting to branch off from an account that you share with the water sign to help a Knight of Swords. But the Spirit is giving, because they're in your spiritual self, the Spirit is also giving me the idea that they don't need to be in a situation. They really don't need to be in a situation. They don't need to be in it for whatever reason, okay? That something is important about them not needing to be around. The mentality has the Knight of Discs. All right. So the Knight of Discs could be, whether it's male or female. Knight of Discs could be a Capricorn, Taurus, or a Virgo man or woman, that they're in the mentality. You may feel victorious with them. You may feel, I get with something concealing. So you could be victorious with something that you are concealing, or they may feel victorious with something that they're concealing, if that makes any sense. Right? You may feel victorious with something that you're concealing with them, or you may be thinking that you can, you may be thinking that you can feel victorious with something that you are concealing from a Knight of Discs, or vice versa. If that makes any sense. Somebody feels really victorious with the idea of thinking that they're concealing something. Like you may be thinking you're concealing something from a Knight of Discs, you are or you are not. Or that could be a thought a Knight of Swords has. Like regarding your communication with a Knight of Discs. or the water sign, or the Prince of Cups. It has to do with involvement. Like, it has to do with some type of really interesting involvement that a Knight of Swords does not need to be in. You don't need to be in. Somebody doesn't need to be involved with someone or something. But then another story about this is that someone also feels really, really proud about concealing something that they think is concealed, but it is or it is not. Or somebody thinks they're concealing something, but it's not really concealed. So that could be their thought. That could be a Knight of Dis energy thought about you. That could be a Knight of Dis energy thought about a Knight of Swords. Or it's a water sign energy thought about a Knight, something that they think about a Knight of Swords. Whatever it is. It's the water sign energy's thought, yours, Knight of Swords or Knight of Dis. Somebody's thinking that something isn't really, somebody is either, for one, thinking that, I'm looking at Knight of Swords thinking that they shouldn't be involved. You're thinking they shouldn't be involved, or someone around you or them is thinking that they shouldn't be involved in something. Whatever that means. All right? What's changing is the Empress. So this could be a Libra. You could also show up like this. It's definitely a mother figure in the changing position. So if this is you could be, you could be embodying Empress if you're a woman. If you're a man, then this energy could be your mother. Something could be going on with your mother. That's interesting. Or a mother figure that is interesting. Right? Something's going on with a mother figure or your mother. Something's going on with or something that is going on with a mother if your mother is living. You know what I mean? Or a mother figure in your space. Whether they could be a Libra, Aries, another Libra or Aries changing. You know what's interesting is when I was talking about that, it does have something to do with who they're involved with as well. And who they're involved with could be a Knight of Swords. They could be involved with a Knight of Disc. Or it's you and something's going on with your involvement with a Knight of Swords and a Knight of Disc. And a Prince of Cups. Right? And a Prince of Cups. That there's a lot of men that is coming that are here. Whether you're a man or woman, there's a lot of men in a situation. Or you're dealing with the water sign, whether you're a man or woman, you're dealing with the water sign, like predominantly, and then you're dealing with the water sign male predominantly, whether they're a man or a woman, you're dealing with them predominantly, but there's other individuals, I get invited, there's other individuals that they're just invited into a situation. So that could be a financial situation, it could be a work-related situation, financial situation, somebody having a thought that Knight of Swords should not be involved, or something's going on with the Knight of Disc being involved as well. Or them knowing something, them concealing something being concealed from them. But it's definitely communication. It has a lot to do with communication and secrecy and document and privacy. Somebody saying that they are transitioning from working in person to home. And something about that is not true or it is true. But the reason why that kind of communication is happening is so that I had a bank account. It's because of a bank account that somebody has open, or that somebody has somebody's or someone has access to, whatever that means to you. So that could be like you could be a man, that's something's going on with your mother figure that is dealing with that, or you're dealing with the water sign that's coming through like a partner. Something's going on with who they have involved with that, or something's going on with the Knight of Disc. You feel victorious with concealing something regarding the Knight of Disc. Some type of money that someone does make may have something to do with something that that belongs to the Knight of Disc. And then the Knight of Swords energy is involved, and somebody's saying that they don't need to be involved. They may not need to be involved anymore, whatever that means. They may not need to be involved anymore, but you may keep them around. You may keep them around for consistency in a situation, whatever that means. And that could be how you express yourself. It could have something to do with how you express yourself, to a Knight of Swords. And that could be the only reason why they're around in a space. The resolution has the Three of Swords going towards the Three of Cups. There's a lot of threes here. That could have something to do with March. All right. I don't have any twos per se, but the threes, you know, it's going towards the end of February. May have something to do with March. March may be important. You know, Three of Swords is in a resolution going towards the Three of Cups. So, Three of Cups could be family gossip, or you gossiping, you know, it could be gossip amongst friends and family as well. But the Three of Swords resides with the Knight of Swords. So you may need, there's this idea that you may need to let a Knight of Swords I also get in on something. They could be in on something, or you could be letting them in on something, or vice versa. Something's happening with letting someone in on something, whatever that means. Three of Swords, Three of Cups, right? Maybe you shouldn't let them in on something, or they shouldn't let you in on something. Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is that the water sign may talk to others about, okay, it takes me back to the idea of somebody, you could be the one that is concealing something from someone. You could be the one that's doing that, and you think you could be doing that to the water sign, and they think that you could be doing that to the water sign, and you think that they don't know that you are involved with a Knight of Swords. So they could be talking to someone else about how you think that of them, if that makes any sense. I don't know, something like that. How you think that of them. Three of Cups in the future, okay? All right. But it definitely, a lot of it has to do with bank accounts, like some type of secrecy surrounding a bank account, or like there's certain people that have access to it, or something's going on with transitioning in jobs, and something could be going on with transitioning from home to in person, or from in person to home, and something is shady there. Or then there's another situation of where something's going on with different accounts, and taking like bank visits, taking bank trips, and depositing and taking out money, and something secretive about that movement. And then something's going on with like lovers on the side, being involved, giving people money, not giving anybody any money. I don't know. Documentation, whatever the situation is. All right, let's do an outcome on this, Aries. Okay, so the Three of Wands is here. Let me just do this. Three of Wands, Four of Swords, and the Five of Cups energy is here. So the Three of Wands with the Four of Swords and the Five of Cups it could be, the Three of Wands is your energy. The Four of Swords is contemplating, I get letting them back in. The Four of Swords is letting a Knight of Swords back in. And then the Five of Cups is there. So that will mean, the question is, should you still continue dealing with a Knight of Swords energy? Should you still continue dealing with them? Should you do something? Should you reveal the Three of Wands as well with the Four of Swords and the Five of Cups is revealing something to the water sign, or letting the water sign energy know something as well. Whatever. The Spirit implying that it is secretive. It is secretive in nature because it has spending. It's secretive in nature because it has to do with someone else's spending around you. So it could be the Knight of Swords spending, water sign male spending, your spending, whatever it is. It has to do with that. All right. It has to do with transitioning in between jobs, and somebody's not telling the truth about transitioning in between jobs or something. You may know that, but something, there's an aspect of it that is kept hidden from you or kept hidden from someone else. Okay. All right, Aries, let me know how it resonates with you. Be well. Take care. Bye.